top of the table over in the Vanarama National League as Notts County now leads supreme ahead of the likes of Gateshead FC and bloody Chesterfield. But who will be there at the end of this weekend? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Back again on a prediction video today. We're forward to match number 13/14, depending on how you look at it. And we'll get to that in just a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Back to all things Rovers related, bloody glasses all over the place related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof, can go on blind on this bad boy. Of course, the Vanarama National League kicks into top gear this coming weekend. As of course, we try to see who comes out tip at the top of the table. We'll see about that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But let's jump in the deep end and take a look at what I'm talking about. And we're back. That's right. I can finally see once again. So let's take a look at the games that did take place this past midweek. In a busy week across England and in Europe, of course. Vanarama National League, though, of course, centre stage back on Tuesday with a big zinger of a game. We'll talk about that shortly, but here we go. Aldershot against Eastleigh ended up as a score draw there. 0-0 in the air. Well, it was a 0-0, no score draw. I went with a score draw. Not too shabby there. Boreham stuffed it against Bromley, 2-0 win for them. I went the other way on that one. Dorking with the draw against Yeovil. I went with a win for Dorking. Barnet did beat Maidstone by 1 goal, and I went with a 1-0 win, so ain't too shabby on that one. Chesterfield, though, stuttered against Dagenham and Redbridge, another defeat for them as they take a bit of a wobble at the tip of the top of the table. 3-2 loss there, 2-1 win for me. Gateshead lost to Altrincham. Of course, I went the other way. Halifax did win, good for them, finally up and at them. 1-0 win over York. 2-2 for me. 1-0 win it was. Notts County over Wrexham. Of course, the zinger. That puts Notts County at the top of the table and puts Wrexham down into second. So while we now have a 3-way title race at the moment, with Bromley knocking on the door as well. Meanwhile, Oldham Athletic, 2-2 against Scunthorpe United. I went with a 2-1 win. Solihull with a 2-1 win over Wealdstone with a 1-0 win on that one. Southend 1, Woking 1, got that one bang on a point as well. And Torquay lost to Maidenhead, which was a bit of a surprise to me. Those are the state of play in those midweek games. Of course, Tuesday games, but now we'll get back into it. This is what the table looks like. As you can see, Notts County lead supreme. Of course, 27 points on the ball. Wrexham up there, 26. Chesterfield, who could go back top of the table with a win and a little bit of luck going the other way. Of course, are in third. Probably not too far away either, on 4 points away. In fact, it is quite tight at the top of the table over on the grand scheme of things. So a couple of little dodgy results, stutters here, there, and everywhere. And you could see like Bournemouth or Solihull back in the tip of the top of the table title race. Going down though, Yeovil, Aldershot, Scunthorpe United, and Torquay at the moment, and a very, very lively looking National League. Let's take a look at, of course, how you guys got on. Only a couple of years stepped up to the plate this midweek, and of course Alex Weller stood out with 6 bloody pickaroos. Coleman up there and Frosty as well in a very, very familiar looking prediction leaderboard there. But of course at the tip of the top table, Weller leads the charge on this one, 64 points up there. Shane O'Donnell 63, and a bit of a gap between himself and Jimmy Watton. But of course it is still hot to bloody trot. Can you keep on going? I challenge you. I challenge you to keep on going. Because the games do not stop, and if you want to get involved, Cut4 National League, as you can see, it is quite a minimalist, competitive league at the moment in the prediction league. So get involved. You can still start to feature and slowly but surely work your way up the table. So there's still prizes on offer, guys. Of course, all you need to do is win one predictor of the month, and you've got a chance to win. So you have to go on a good streak of 3 or 4 weeks, and you just don't know. You might come out on top with a smile on your face. So get into it. Cut4 National League, free to enter, but we are not wasting any more time, and we'll jump in the deep end for the next round of games, which of course kick off this coming weekend, starting on the 8th of October. We do have an early kick-off. It is Dagenham up against Southend, of course. Let's take a long look at this Badgerino then, of course, if the computer decides to load. 18 times they played since, of course, 2007, 6 was at Dagenham, 7 was at Southend, and we've got 5 draws, of course. Dagenham 50% form for them, 1-3, lost 3 over the last 6. Meanwhile, Southend also 50% form, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. That's the round over in Dagenham. Was a 2-0 win for Dagenham back in January 2022. That was in the FA Trophy, a big 2-0 win for Dagenham. They also played each other in the league back in October 2021. It was also a win for Dagenham. In fact, Dagenham unbeaten against Southend over the last 3 matches, actually winning 3 on the bloody spin. They've only lost once against them over the last 5 competitive games. That was back in League 2, back in May or March even 2015. Southend with a draw against Woking. Dagenham with a 3-2 win over Chesterfield. Big win that was. And of course, Dagenham coming at you in 12th and Southend in 13th. They ain't out of it just yet. You might even see Southend compete for a playoff spot here, right now. Of course, do I have any odds? Basic odds. Basic odds go in favour of Dagenham. They are slight favoured. It is very, very tight between these two sides. And I've actually just gone with Dagenham with a 1-0 win for them. 3 points in the bag for them. And hopefully moving up the table. Potentially going up to 7th for them in the league if everything goes again for them this coming weekend. Next, of course, we have Altrincham up against Dorking. Let's take a long hard look at this one then. Coming at you, a normal kick-off on the Saturday. Never played each other these two sides. Altrincham 42% form, winning 2 times in the last 6 matches. Meanwhile, Dorking just 1 defeat past 5, 58% form for them moving forward. Dorking, though, pick up a draw against Yeovil last time around. Altrincham with a big 3-1 win over Gateshead. I got basic odds once again. Basic odds go in favour of the hosts. Altrincham are favoured by the bookies on this one, and I'm going with the away side here. 2-1 win for Dorking, of course, who coming at you in 10th against Altrincham's 18th. So we'll see who is smiling at the end of this one. Meanwhile, Bromley, they're taking on Gateshead, of course, coming at you over in Bromley. Now, Bromley are doing it pretty shit hot at the moment. Of course, flying high at 4th in the table. Of course, they played each other 10 times since 2015. 6 wins for Bromley, 2 wins for Gateshead, and 2 draws. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 for Bromley right now. 75% form for them. Up against the Gateshead side. 1, 2, lost 2, and drawn 2. That's 50% form for them as they come into this match in 17th spot. Of course, last time they played each other at Bromley. It was a 1-win for Bromley back in August 2018. That was in the National League. And of course, Bromley pick up a 2-0 win over Boreham Wood, with Gateshead losing to Altrincham on this. The bookies go in favour of Bromley, who are flying high up to 4th in the table. And that stat right there, they can actually see them go 2nd at the table with a win and a little bit of lady luck. I'm back in Bromley here, 1-0 win over Gateshead. 3 points in the bag, and again, challenging for the top 2 spots right now. Eastleigh, they're going to be challenging, of course, a stuttering Chesterfield. Of course, coming over in Eastleigh. Now, Eastleigh in 14th spot up against Chesterfield, who are in 3rd. They played each other 8 times since 2018. 2 wins to Eastleigh, 5 wins for Chesterfield, and got 1 draw. Eastleigh, though, just 1 win in 6, 42% form for them right now. Up against the Chesterfield side, we've got back-to-back defeats. In fact, just 1 win in the last 4 games for them heading into this match. Last time around, over in Eastleigh, it was a 1-0 win for Chesterfield. That was back in January 2022. Chesterfield have actually won 5 of them out against Eastleigh. They haven't conceded a goal in those last 5 matches. Chesterfield pick up a 3-2 loss against Dagenham. Eastleigh with a 0-0 draw against Aldershot. The odds go red hot favourite for Chesterfield. They are favoured big time on this one, and of course a win for them. They could actually go back top of the table if everything else goes their way. I'm going to go with Chesterfield. 2-1 win for them on the road. I've got to back them. It's a stutter, and hopefully they're going to be back in the thick of things for a push for the top spot. And then the same Woking up against Notts County, of course the current leaders. Woking, though, in 7th spot. They ain't no slouches. They played each other 7 times, 7-4. 1 for Woking, 5 wins for Notts County, and we've got 1 draw as well. Woking, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them up against Notts County. So just 1 defeat past 6, also 83% form though, winning 5 of the last 6 games. Last time around, though, over in Woking, it was a 2-0 win for Notts County back in February 2022. The home side's only won once the last 6. That's when Notts County beat Woking in Notts County back in December 2020. Notts County, though, with a 1-0 win over Wrexham. Woking with a 1-1 draw against Southend, but the bookies do fancy Notts County on the road here. So back them if you will, and I'm backing them as well. 2-1 win for me, tight win, but enough a win to remain top of the table in my eyes. Of course, kicking on forward though, it is Maidstone up against Halifax Town, coming at you over in Maidstone. Now these two sides played each other 5 times in 2012. 1 win for Maidstone, 3 for Halifax Town, and we got 1 draw. Of course, Maidstone though without a win in the last 6 games, 8% form up against Halifax Town side, who've now won twice at the last 6, 42% form for them. They started to move in the right direction. Of course, last time around though, over in oh, actually, we jumped the gun here. Well, I'm just gonna keep on going. Maidstone, the last time around at Maidstone was a 1-0 win for Halifax Town. That's back in February 2019. Maidstone picked up a 4-3 loss to Barnet. Halifax Town with a 1-0 win over York City. But the bookies' odds on this one do fancy Maidstone on this one. Of course, I've probably gone with Halifax. So we are going to reveal, unfortunately, we're going to reveal the Oldham one, but we'll talk about it anyway. So we're going to jump forward, of course, and we'll come back to the Oldham one. 1-1 draw for me between Maidstone and Halifax Town, of course, who like that, point in the bag, moving on. Of course, move on to the next one as well. Next, of course, it is Maidenhead. Of course, it's very, very tricky, these two sides. Especially with my eyes. Maidenhead up against Oldham. They never played each other, of course, corner of my eyes. And, of course, Maidenhead coming to winning 3 of the last 4, 58% form for them. Up against the Oldham side, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them. They are not really kicking on since of change of manager, are they? Of course, Oldham picking up a 2-2 draw against Scunthorpe. And, of course, Maidenhead with a 3-2 win over Torquay. The odds on this one go in favour of Maidenhead. They are favoured to win this game. I've actually gone with Oldham. I'm backing Oldham. I'm trying to give them another extra life here, but really, they're running out of lives. And I just so I'm saying they're running out of lives for promotion or playoffs. right now they're not convincing me. They're looking like a wounded warrior or a wounded animal, just limping around and just not really going anywhere. So I think the managerial appointment's not really worked out. Unsworth, I think, is the guy. But it's a big club. It's a big club when you look at it. Oldham, of course, a former Premier League club, and Unsworth was a big name, but right now it's not working. It might take a bit of time, might take a season. We'll see about that. So gone with a win for Oldham, but they need it. Scunthorpe up against Aldershot coming at you from Scunthorpe. Now played each other just the one time. Of course, it was a win for Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe, though, unbeaten in the last 5 now. Of course, picking up 4 draws, though, at the last 5. Meanwhile, Aldershot just 1 win and 5 for them, 42% for them heading into this. Of course, last time around, of course, Aldershot with a 0-0 draw against Eastleigh. Scunthorpe with a draw against Oldham Athletic, of course, over at Boundary Park, excuse me. Oh, gosh. The bookies odds on this one are favoured only just, though. Scunthorpe are favoured to win this one. Aldershot, you're underdogs. Back in Scunthorpe here, 2-1 win for them, 3 points in the bag, and away we go. And next up, of course, we have Wealdstone against Boreham, Bloodywood. Bit of a London derby, this one. Of course, come at you from Wealdstone. Now, these two sides have played each other 6 times in 2014. 2 was Wealdstone, 4 for Boreham Wood, and we've got 0 draws. Wealdstone, though, just 1 win and 6, 42% form for them right now. Up against the Boreham Wood side, just 1 defeat in the past 6 games, 67% form for them moving forward. Last time around, though, over in Wealdstone, it was a 2-0 win for the hosts. That was back in April 2022. The Waystones only won once in the last 6. That's when Boreham Wood beat Wealdstone in Wealdstone back in March 2015. Wealdstone pick up a 2-1 loss against Solihull Moors last time around. Boreham Wood the same with a 2-0 loss, though, to Bromley, who are flying high. Of course, remember, Boreham Wood are in 6th. Wealdstone are in 8th. Bit of a zinger. Of course, a playoff encounter you would imagine at the moment. For me, back in Boreham Wood to get a point here. 2-2 in the end. Wealdstone will be happy with that as well. Wrexham up against Barnet. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, Wrexham doing A-OK. Barnet are in mid-table. Of course, Wrexham could go back top of the table with a win and a little bit of lady luck going their other way. Computer's stalling on this one. Doesn't want to do this one, is they saying to me. No, but they have played each other 17 times, 2005. 9 wins for Wrexham. We got 3 wins for Barnet. We got 5 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 for Wrexham right now. 75% form for them. Up against the Barnet side, just 1 win and 6. 25% form for them moving forward as well. Last round, over in Wales, it was a 6-0 win for Wrexham. That was back in April 2022. Wrexham have won 3 in the bounce. So in fact, unbeaten against Barnet over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws as well. Barnet with a 4-3 win over Maidstone. Of course, Wrexham with a 1-0 loss against Notts County. But the bookies do fancy Wrexham, of course, strongly, and as do I. 2-0 win for them. 3 points in the bag, but will they be top of the table? We'll have to wait and see about that one. Kicking off forward, it will be Yeovil Town up against Solihull Moors. Come at you from Yeovil. Now, these two sides, of course, have played each other 8 times in 2016, 2 wins apiece and 4 draws. Of course, Yeovil, though, just 1 defeat past 5, 33% form over the last 6. However, no wins in the last 6, of course, and 1 in the last 7, but they have just lost 1 to the last 4 if you want to look at it that way. 4 draws knocking around the last 5 games. Meanwhile, Solihull Moors, 1 defeat past 6 for them, 67% form for them heading into this. Of course, last round over in Yeovil, it was a 0-0 draw. That was back in February 2022. Yeovil unbeaten against Solihull Moors over the last 3, picking up a win and a couple of draws. In fact, they just lost once of the last 6 against Solihull Moors, and that was a defeat at Solihull back in April 2021. Yeovil with a draw against Dorking. Solihull Moors with a 2-1 win over Wealdstone. The bookies do favour Solihull Moors on this one, as do I. 2-1 win for them on the road, 3 points in the bag, and away we go. And then wrap it up. It is York City because Torquay United come at you over in York. Now, these two sides, of course, have played each other. Again, the computer's stuttering about this one. Doesn't want to do it. But I'm telling you, I didn't do the reveal. We're doing a 2-1 win for Solihull Moors. I don't know what went on there. But anyway, York against Torquay. Played each other 13 times out of 3. 2 wins for York. We've got 6 wins for Torquay, and we've got 5 draws. Of course, just 1 win and 4, though, for York right now. 58% form with the last 6. Torquay, though, without a win in 5. 33% form for them heading into this. Of course, last round over in York, it was a 0-0 draw back in December 2016. Torquay, in fact, back-to-back games now without conceding a goal against York. They come into this, though, on the back of a 3-2 loss against Maidenhead. That is Torquay, and of course York with a 1-0 loss against Halifax Town. The odds on this will go in favour of the hosts here. York are favoured, as is mine. I'm going with a 2-0 win for York City on this one. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. It'll be Notts County still out top, with Wrexham, of course, in 2nd and Chesterfield in 3rd. It'll be as you were, really. The top 6 not changing at all. Just the points on the board, none the same. That's, of course, my take on it. Be sure to get your own take on it as well. Of course, we'll see you back around for the next round of matches, which, of course, are probably early next week. So anyway, get in there, smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, and smash the little bell. Of course, we'll be back soon. Until then, guys and girls, I'll see you soon for the next.